Hello, everybody, and welcome to the AM/PM podcast. My name is Manny Coates, and I will be your host, and this is the show where we discuss all things Amazon private label and how to generate recurring revenue streams 24 hours per day during the AM and the PM, hence the name of the show. Get it? AM/PM podcast. As a matter of fact, I got to see my first ever live sumo wrestling event while having dinner at the same time. And while it was super weird, but super cool at the same time, I've got to admit, I was making money. How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. Hey everybody, I am here with Sam Baig. As a first-time seller on any e-commerce platform, Sam launched his private label business on Amazon back in October of 2016, and he reached six figures per month in revenue within 3 months. And that was without any previous business experience. Is that right, Sam?
Yes, that is correct, Manny.
Welcome to the show. I got a lot of questions for you.
Appreciate it. I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
So let's tell everybody a little bit about yourself. How old are you and where are you from?
I'm 32 years old. I'm actually from Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas.
Cool. And how long have you been selling on Amazon?
Since October 2016, about 8 months or so, 7-8 months. So
wow. Okay. So
not too long.
Yeah. So you know what? With all the changes that are happening on Amazon over the last half year to 9 months or so, I think it's going to be interesting to get the perspective of somebody that's pretty new, like yourself, who's actually managed to overcome a lot of the hurdles that Amazon has been throwing at you, right?
Yeah, so, I agree, and it's always changing too.
Yeah, I know, constantly. So, you've constantly got to roll with it. Are you doing this full time at the moment?
Just part time. So actually, I have a separate career, 8 to 5 job. And I work on this Amazon business at like at night and also in the mornings too.
Okay.
So as a side gig, pretty much for now.
Interesting. And can you? I mentioned you're a 6-figure per month earner. How much are you making per month right now?
Around 300K actually.
300. All right. So you're on pace almost to do 4 million a year.
Yeah, dude, that'd be awesome if I could get to that point. Hopefully soon.
That's amazing. Awesome. How much money did you actually start with? It's been 8 months, I guess, since you started this thing.
I started with actually only 10K. I started actually one product with one color, so one variation. And at that point, I saw really fast results, so I decided to scale as fast as possible. And I just added more products over time. And pretty much, the key for me was to reinvest all profits. So, so I pretty much tried to scale as fast as I could, which definitely helped me get to this point where I'm at right now. Okay. How did you actually start this business, or how did you launch the business on Amazon? Actually, first what I did was, establish a brand on like Facebook, Twitter, and like Instagram. Try to, get a following. At that point, I launched my business, using Facebook advertising. So at that point, as part of the, like on Facebook, you got to find your target audience. So once I found my target audience, I was able to tailor, my ads to them, and at that point, launch my products. And at that point, I had a huge sales volume, high velocity, and so that really helped out a lot, for sure. Okay, all right, cool. And are you 100% on Amazon right now? Yes, actually, I am. U.S. or U.S. U.S. Are you planning to go outside of U.S., or are you just going to grow it on U.S. for now? For now, U.S. But so wouldn't mind trying out like Amazon UK also. Yeah. I think there's opportunity, over there also for sure. So we'll see how that goes though. Okay. How many ASINs do you have total right now? Let's see. I got about 40 total. 40? Between 4 different products. Yeah. So the key for me is just adding different sizes, also different colors too. So between, all those, I have probably like 35 to 40 ASINs total. And these are variations of one main primary product? Correct. Yeah. I got 4 products total with several variations per product, which is helping me out. How many brands? How many brands does that represent? Just one brand. So I have one niche brand in the one niche market, which is, a very competitive market. But at the same time, with high volume of, customers, you'd actually attract more at the same time. So that's helped me out a lot. Do you feel like creating variations? So you have 4 products with the rest of them all being variations, right? Is that right? Correct. Yeah. So do you do that so that you have all those reviews ready to go on new products that you launch, or is it a whole different reason? Oh, actually, sorry about that. So I actually have about like 10 variations per product. So
Okay. And there's 4 products.
correct.
Okay. So you have a product, you launch a new variation of it, and it adopts the number of reviews that the parent has. So it
Mhm.
helps. I imagine that helps quite a bit through launching.
Oh yeah,
Is that why you do that, or is it literally an actual
yeah.
variation?
So actually, actually helps, have more sales volume also. So, with more sales volume, you actually have more, reviews too that way also. So my goal is to, for sure, scale as fast as I can and also, figure out which colors,
Hmm.
you know, our customers will like the most at that point and try to, forecast, their needs pretty much at that point. So that helps out a lot.
Okay. How many for the parent product that has the most reviews? How many reviews would that be?
I actually have 1,700 reviews.
1,700.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long?
Since October, so it's been about 8 months or
So
so.
that was one of your
No,
first. That was the first
yeah,
product, essentially.
8, 9 months.
How
Yeah.
how do you get 1,700 reviews in 7 months?
Well, the key is to have high sales volume. I started off actually with a very low price, almost at break even, in order to get some traction as a first time seller. Just wanting to break even at least for the first few months. At that point, after that, I gradually did increase my price, but the key is to send out follow-up emails that do add some value beyond the product via like an info guide or FAQ guide or something like that. Well, like even a coupon helps them out, like helps the customer want more of your product.
Are these guides? Are they within the email? Are they an attachment, a PDF?
Attachment.
What
Attachment.
what kind of attachment do you use?
A PDF.
PDF. Okay. And
Yeah.
Amazon. A lot of people wonder if Amazon strips those out or has an issue with
Oh
reviewing
no,
that. No
not at
problem.
all. They're always received by the customers, which is pretty awesome. So
Cool. What do you put inside this PDF that gives value and actually helps your business?
I guess there's always like a list of questions, for each product, that's asked. So, my thought was, why not create a FAQ guide that has a list of, key questions
Mm.
that a customer would have, and also answer them too. So at that point, I call it a customer service FAQ guide, and then also send out a typical like info guide, that helps the customer like understand my product too. So between those two and also a ebook and also a coupon,
Uh-huh.
have a huge amount of value, beyond the product,
Okay.
for the customer. So
So when do you actually send out I guess the FAQ? Is that getting to them after they've received the product or before?
I actually send out 3 total emails.
Okay.
So the first email is actually one day after it's actually confirmed by Amazon as a, hey, how's it going? Like, here's my product, like here's my guides and everything like that. After that, send out a second email about a day or two after they actually get the product. So, and third email I get a week after they get it, asking for the review as like the final, request.
So the PDF is in email number 2?
Actually, both in email number 1 and number 2.
Is it
I
the
attach
same?
it. Yeah, same thing.
It's the same PDF on both of them?
Yeah. So I want to just say, hey, if you missed out, my first email, actually second email, you actually, can have this attachment for also.
That's cool. That's a good
Yeah.
idea. Yeah. So how many people would you say actually, or out of the percentage of people that you send it to, or what percentage of the people that you send it to actually use your coupon code that you put in there?
I need to track that actually, but actually I get about, let's say about 80 coupon codes ordered or used per day.
80.
So
Wow.
yeah,
So
it's
what are you offering? What's the coupon code for?
a 20% coupon off future products. A
So,
one-time use coupon, so that helps out a lot. So,
okay.
my thought was, hey, if a customer wants more product, they could just use that coupon code because it helps, them, want more, even more than one product.
Yeah.
So 2 or 3, whatever, you offer, you could offer that discount code, and it helps accelerate your overall sales volume also.
Okay. So it's not a one-time use coupon. It's like just a universal coupon.
Actually, it is a one-time use coupon.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Also stay on there also. This is for one-time use, limited time only. So I guess that way, they're more likely to use it as fast as they can.
So is that one-time use per user or one time ever for
Per
anybody? That's
per user.
Per user. Okay, so you have the same code that you send to everybody.
Exactly.
Like one use. And then that's pretty smart. So you have 20% off, and this is off of any of the other variations, or is it off of anything that you sell?
Anything.
And
All four products.
you list all 4 products in that PDF?
Correct. I say any, like any product. So.
Okay. And you have the margins to support that, or if they use that, does that really crush it? Like destroy your margins?
One product, it might crush it, but I just want to get the volume. My thought was, like try to like increase top line revenue as fast as possible. And after that, like, once you get the reviews and the velocity, you could, after that, try to increase your price gradually. To where the coupon, won't really affect your overall margins that much.
Okay. All right. So what are your margins? You're doing 300 grand a month, which is crazy for having done this in 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah.
So where are you at with that after Amazon's fees and advertising and refunds, things like that? What's your number?
I'd say probably 40%.
You're at 40. You're like a wizard.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what does your typical product sell for? What's the price point roughly?
Probably like $15.
All right, not that high.
So I actually sell it below market or below, probably right at average cost. But actually, I am like one of the best sellers, but actually I sell it below the best seller's cost. So that way you have an edge. Very same quality, almost the same quality if not more, but cheaper. So it gives the customer an alternative to purchase a cheaper, high quality product. At that point, that will help build your ranking, your BSR.
Yeah.
And overall, sales velocity and volume.
So $15, what would be your landed cost?
So what do you mean by that?
So after paying the factory and then paying for the shipping to get it out here, what's your total cost on that product? Get it to Amazon.
Probably let's say $3.
$3. Okay. And go ahead.
Yeah. And the key for me is to have a lightweight product, because if you have a really heavy product, in my opinion, it costs more actually, to have it shipped from China to Amazon, and also have it, stored at Amazon warehouses too. Also, for me, also offer a hassle-free refund, policy. So if they want, they want like a different, like a different, color or anything like that, I'll just, send them a free pair. So. Okay. That way, my goal is to increase my customer service as best as possible.
Okay.
So
what category are you in?
So actually, health and household.
Health and household. And how much does your product weigh roughly? You say keep it light. How light are you talking about?
Talking about probably, let's see here, maybe 2 ounces.
How big would it be?
It's in a box. I sell in a box. So about 6-inch by 4-inch box.
Wow, and that's light then. So 2 to 3 ounces. And are you ordering by the container yet, or you're not at that?
Not yet. So as when you have a high revenue, you gotta like order like a lot of inventory.
Yeah.
So, all that costs a lot of money. But I guess for me, shipping costs takes about 2 months or so to actually ship from Amazon, from China to Amazon. So my thought was for now to only do like air shipping, which is obviously more costly than sea shipping for sure. But
yeah. Okay, so the $3 to get it to Amazon, that includes the air shipping?
Maybe $3.50 with air shipping.
Wow, that's good. So it sounds like you found a really good product. Price is low. You're number one seller in that niche. Hopefully your returns are low, and you've got a lot of variations. You're just expanding on that particular brand, that particular product.
Exactly.
So how did you, having whatever experience you had, it sounds like you didn't have a lot of business experience from our conversation earlier, but how did you know to find this type of product? And I mean, is this your first product? Let me ask you that first.
It is my first product,
so
yeah.
First product is you just kind of just hit it out of the ballpark. This is crazy.
Yeah.
So how did you know?
What happened was actually I was at dinner at my cousin's house, actually in California, close to you. Actually, we're at dinner, and he had an idea, actually a product idea. And I kind of took that idea and kind of ran with it and had my own separate type of product similar to that. So that's where I got that idea initially. It was actually through family.
Oh, really?
So
you got to buy them dinner, right? Again.
Yeah, I know, right?
You've made it for me. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So brand is pretty big for you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Your brand name. how important has it been for you to build this actual brand on Amazon?
It's I think very important. Like with all the changes that have happened lately with Amazon, I think the key is to build a brand, to have a full scale business that offers value beyond the product.
Hmm.
And that way you have loyal customers that recognize your brand on and off Amazon too. So I think with like social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I can also establish a off Amazon customer base that I guess is raving about my brand. So I think that's
Okay.
been really helpful also.
Okay. I'm going to jump around a little bit. I want to go back to the reviews because I wasn't finished with that actually.
Oh, no problem.
I got some questions coming in because you got a lot of reviews. Do you feel, have you talked to other sellers or maybe you have some products where you don't do the PDFs? Do you feel like the PDFs have drastically increased the amount of reviews that you get?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So actually, I started the PDFs within a month or two after selling. And at that point, I also changed my format on my emails as far as timing and text, and
Mhm.
made it from like really formal to like more friendly. And I was like, so that really helped out a lot. So
Okay.
having a really, friendly based, email, I think that helped out a lot too. Really well written, well crafted, and also, the PDFs are, also spending a lot of time on that too, making sure I have like, nice, very nice visually appealing PDFs too. Um, Make it like info packed. You spend the time up front, make a
Mhm.
high quality PDF that adds value to the customer beyond your product.
Mhm.
And at that point, I think that helps out a lot.
Are there images in it?
No, it's just pretty much text with like nicely formatted tables,
Mhm.
um, various items that,
Okay.
apply to
Do you
what
have
they
link?
want.
You have with the coupon codes in there or the coupon code, you have a link back to Amazon. They could just click it right there and off they go.
Actually, I don't, but actually should. That'd be a great idea to do.
Okay, but they have the coupon code. They're going to go no matter what. They want to find. So
Exactly, exactly.
do they have to search for your product by brand name at that point on Amazon to find it? Is that what they do?
I think, with them already knowing where it's at on Amazon, they could, go to it again. But I
Okay.
think they could type in my brand name even and go to it
Okay.
directly, my
Okay. Cool.
storefront.
Sam, are you doing this on your own? I mean, are you the
Yeah,
only one involved? Really?
yeah, man, it's been a really time-intensive experience, a one-man show. Honestly, I've kind of slacked off on social media, so my thought is maybe get someone to help me out with that because that takes time. Honestly, I just don't have time for that as much as I used to, So
Everything takes time, Sam. Like people always say, "Well, come on, just do that. It only takes 3 minutes." And I'm like, I have like 100 things that only take 3 minutes every day.
yeah,
Right?
you're right.
Do the math. There's just not enough time for everything.
You're
So
right.
so you have no VAs, right? Do I
Correct.
have that?
No VAs.
Wow.
Actually, I have 8 to 5 jobs, so I go to office, a day, and then I come home at night from like
Uh,
9 to 12. I work, at night.
uh,
But I also wake up in the morning like at like 6 a.m.
uh,
to before work and try to make as much time I can. It's a
okay.
lot of hard work, but if you work hard at it, you can definitely achieve
All right.
your
So
goal.
Sam, here's a serious question for you. You're
Yeah,
doing 300K. You've got really solid margins. Why do you still have your regular day job?
I just want this to last. It feels really good to be true. Honestly, I
Okay, got
want
it.
this to be a steady income stream coming in.
Hmm. You're
Uh,
nervous that might go if it goes away, then you don't have a job. You're like, I pulled the trigger too quick, right?
Yeah. And also, I got married last year too, so I'm also in newlywed, so I want to be able to support my wife too, in case it
Okay.
doesn't work out. So this is,
Okay.
so
How long at 300K a month? How long do you have to go before you finally? If let's just say it doesn't grow, but it maintains that. At what point would you finally say, "All right, it's time to let go of the day job and focus on this bad boy right here"?
my thought was always whenever I make 500K net profit in back-to-back years. So it's a
500K for the whole year, right? 500 net
whole
profit.
year, yeah, net profit after all expenses are paid and everything like that. And
Okay.
back-to-back years, my eyes at that point have really good business. I could really depend on, financially.
Okay. How many ASINs do you plan to launch? Whether it's a year or a month or every quarter. What's the plan there? Any ideas?
I think I've about 70% reaching my target, like ASIN brand growth. I
Hmm.
want to add probably 3 more products that will provide a total of probably 15, 20 ASINs.
Okay.
At that point, I think I'll be well established where I want to be.
Okay, cool. Let's role play. I'm a new seller. Sam, I just got my Amazon account. I found a product. I'm going to launch this thing. What's your launch strategy? How do I get this thing to get up there with these competitors and actually make sales? What do you tell
Yeah.
me?
So what I would tell you is, hey man, it's really competitive out there. It's really saturated. Amazon is, so you got to find a way to get ahead. And for me, what I do is I launch at a break-even price, and then at that point, I spend a lot of money on PPC. So the key bottom line, is to figure out what are the high volume of keywords that Amazon has available. Like what keywords are the customers most searching for? And the key is to rank for maybe the first top three or top five, keywords as fast as possible. And for me, that's using a very aggressive, very healthy PPC budget, for those keywords. At that point, you're able to rank faster because you have a lower price and also a higher exposure, higher advertisement volume also. So I think that that's my main tactic that I use. Simply, it costs a lot of money, but after a while, after a few weeks, you're able to rank and make some return money also from that.
What would you spend on PPC for a single ASIN for the launch, roughly?
Well, typically, I guess I start off with probably a new product will probably have about 8 ASINs. So I launch a product at the same time,
What do
So
you, a product has 8 ASINs? What do you mean?
So I typically start off like, 8 like child ASINs, for one parent
got it.
ASIN. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So at that point, I spend a lot of money, like at least $500 a day.
How much? 500?
500, yeah.
Okay.
Like up to 1,000. I mean, the bottom line is this is like advertising is very valuable. Like the bottom line for Amazon, now is, having a strong rank for keywords, and the best way, for that is PPC. Also, you could run, some ads via Facebook advertising also that help out a lot. But my thought was, to scale as fast as I can, spend as much as I can now, and then, over time it'll pay off very fast.
Yeah.
So once you're ranked, it pays off.
I agree. It sounds like something I've taught before. So in the podcast,
Really?
Yeah. The whole pricing low, moving up, going.
Yeah.
I was doing the $1,000 a day, 500 a day easy. What are you bidding? What are your bids on the actual click? What are you putting in there?
Start off at $2, but make it like up to $4. So what I found my last product was like I just bid a high amount in order to get exposed on the front page, top and center. That bid plus option, so to speak, where you actually have the first listing posting. Like, but after that, I will to lower it down to like $5 and then to 4 and 3 eventually. So my thought is to like run PPC for about a week and a half at that high budget amount, and then slowly start to scale down to like $200 a day, $150 a day, even $100 a day for various keywords.
Are you doing this on an automatic campaign initially, or are you straight out going manual on some of the stuff?
Manual, pretty much. Like I actually use like the exact match. So like softwares like Helium 10 have actually helped me find like all the high volume keywords, typical keywords, and from there I just able to run PPC for those 3 to 5 high volume keywords. After that, I do a very more intensive keyword search and do it after I first rank my first top 3 to 5 keywords. At that point, after I have a good ranking, I actually do a broad based keyword PPC advertising for that.
So let me get this straight. You don't do any automatic campaigns when you first launch?
Correct.
Just straight manual. You know what your keywords are going. You bid very high, up to $10 initially per click. You set a budget of $500 to $1,000 for that product with all the children ASINs, right?
Exactly.
And you just start blasting it. And Amazon's giving you love because they're like, what is this guy doing? He's bidding so much. We're going to give you everything, or we're going to give you a lot.
Exactly.
You start driving it. What is your ACOS, your ACOS, when you're doing this?
Initially, man, it's really high, but that's like, let's say 200, 300%, you're not making much money on it, but I'm telling you, the upfront advertising costs do pay off in the long run. Okay. And that's the best way to look at it. Like over the next 2-3 weeks, over a month, or in 2 months, even 3 months, you're like, like A cost goes down a lot.
Okay.
Back to where,
Where is it, at what point does it fall down to a level where you're happy?
um, like once I'm on page one,
Hmm.
I definitely, decrease my PPC at cost. So my goal is to get on page one as fast as I can.
Hmm.
Because honestly, in my opinion, a lot of customers don't go past page one. So if you're on page one, you're able to, get sales, at a high rate because that's pretty much the highest rate, highest volume of customers is on page one.
Yeah. So you're launching, you have a product at $15. When you're launching this thing and you're doing this, high level PPC, or high volume, what are you pricing your product at?
I actually priced it right above. I guess Amazon has, like a limit for like an add-on item, which means that you can't, purchase something beyond $20 or something like that. But pretty much all the low weight products, like either if you go below a certain price threshold, then you can't ship individually. You have to like spend more than $20 in order to have that product shipped. So I find out what my add-on item limit threshold is, and then I just bump it up by like in dollars, so past that add-on item threshold,
Where is that typically?
around $9.
$9. So yeah. So a lot of people might not know that. You're absolutely right. It happened to me by accident back in the day when I was starting it out. I'm like, let's just go low. And then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
boom, it becomes an add-on product, which kills your sales,
it
right?
does.
You're like,
It
oh my
does.
God. I'm like, people would think, oh no, that would increase sales. Like, nope, because you have to have a $20 minimum, like you said.
Exactly.
So yeah. So that's smart. Okay, so $9, and then you just, and it slowly after a week and a half, you start bringing it up little by little. Is it in increments or is it fast?
I keep it there for about a month
Month.
and a half. Like I'm okay with not breaking even or breaking even
Hmm.
for the first month and a half. The key is to get, reviews. Um, Also, a well-ranked product for different, keywords. So once you, are, ranked pretty well, you can actually at that point increase your price slowly, maybe 20%, 20 cents, per day,
Hmm.
to where it's not a huge jump, but gradual jump, that way your BSR is not really affected by your price increase.
Okay. All right. Interesting. So what's been your biggest challenge to actually, or your biggest challenge to date so far?
The biggest challenge for me has just been inventory management. Like the more you sell, the more you got to order,
Hmm.
from your supplier. And some factories are really busy, so you got to account for that too. Like I give my supplier like almost a 45-day lead time. That way, less, like almost a month to actually make the product, and also time to ship it.
Hmm.
It also takes like 5 days, for Amazon to actually ship, have it checked into the warehouse too. So, the key is like it's been a lot of, the biggest challenge for me is cash flow also, because the more product you have, the more you gotta spend cash wise
Hmm.
to have the products brought in. So
Yeah. Are you using any kind of loans or cash sources out there?
no,
All self-funded.
actually, yeah, it's self-funded. So what happened, for me, I actually lived at home with my parents for about 8 years. So at that point, saved a lot of money, through that method. So I had some cash saved up, but part of it was I started off small. I wanted to see if it'd work or not. And once I realized it worked, I started to spend more and more money.
Hmm.
At that point, it was kind of scary because I like ordered too much product, and you didn't really know if it would work out or not. So thankfully it did. But my goal was to scale really fast as I could, which may not always be the best option, for each person. But it was definitely a challenge that way.
What do you do that when you have something, suddenly it sells better than you thought, and you're like, man, I'm going to stock out in like 2 weeks, and I know the lead time is going to be, a couple months. What's your plan at that point? What do you do with that listing?
Yeah, honestly, man, so my first product ever, I like launched it. I sold it for like I had like only I guess 2,000 units at first. I thought that'd be fine. But I
Right.
sold out within 3 weeks.
Yeah. Mm.
So I never planned for that, and then I was actually out of stock for about a month and a half,
Okay.
which did suck. But once I got back in stock, I had to pretty much start over, again because my BSR went down quite a bit. So I did my advertising again, my low price tactic, like also again too.
Mm.
Um, So I never really dealt with it after that. It was a huge lesson for me to really plan ahead, make sure you give enough lead time, to have, time for it, for your supplier to actually ship the product over and have enough time for all that good stuff.
Yeah. You just deal with one supplier?
Yeah, one supplier for everything, pretty much.
Where are they at, in China?
China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you find this supplier?
Through Alibaba. So, what I did actually was this. I actually found a list of like 35 suppliers. And I made a spreadsheet. I wanted to, figure out, their name and also their average cost. So on Alibaba, it gives a cost estimate of how much their product, will sell for. Also summarized like the MOQ and everything like that. I mean, like also some small, some few small notes for each supplier also. And I actually emailed each one. And then I asked for samples from like 5 or 10. And then from there, I actually, how to narrow down to one supplier. So the key, honestly, is just, spend the time up front. Make sure you're very, diligent in your efforts to find the best supplier for yourself. Thankfully, my supplier is actually, on WhatsApp. So I talk to her via WhatsApp like every other day. And, it helps out a lot. She has really good English too. So, for me, it's, being able to type and text English is really important for me too. So, that's been really helpful for me.
What was the top reasons you'd say for choosing the supplier you did? Was it like, did they run away from the competition, or was it real tight?
In my opinion, I actually found out that she sold the best-selling product.
Ah, okay. How'd you find out? They just told you, or did you ask?
Actually, I purchased the top 5 best-selling products on Amazon for my niche.
Very smart. Yeah, you should always do that.
Exactly. And then I just actually ordered samples from, I guess the top 5 to 10 samples, and at that point kind of cross-checked.
Yeah, you're comparing, right? Like, wait a second, this is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that helped out a lot.
All right. That's awesome. All right. How did you, did you just wing this, or how did you learn to run this business?
I actually spent almost about a year and a half prepping for it. So the key, in my opinion, is to definitely spend your time up front, read as much as you can, attend courses, learn. Like Amazon is a beast, to learn. So is running a business. So you got to find out how to start your business, how to scale it, how to even, set your listings. Everything simple as that. You got to figure out how to do it. And that way, you're not struggling, after you start your business too. So, the key for me was just spending time reading, various, go into various, courses online, just search on Google, how to run an Amazon business. Google is so powerful, you can find anything you want, online. So that's helped me out a lot,
Awesome. What would be, as you're learning and you were going through everything, what was one of the biggest mistakes that you've made?
Biggest mistakes. I think it was the supply, the inventory running out. Part of it was not my fault, but honestly, I wish I planned it better.
Okay. That happens to all of us, man. It's
yeah.
I don't know a successful person that has not had a stock out and just kind of slap their heads, because you're either just crazy and just you go nuts with it, and then suddenly you're like, oh man, I got 12,000 units that I can't sell, or you got to be a little cautious, because you never know.
Yeah, definitely.
What was your biggest win that stands out in your mind? Other than having that dinner and going, hey, thanks for the product idea.
Yeah. The key for me was just not knowing if it would work out, but using Facebook ads. I spent about a few weeks trying to figure out how to run it. Actually, for that, I actually found out, what my target audience was through split testing. So I ran almost 20 different ads to find out my lowest cost per click. And once I found which age group, which gender, which interest, yielded the best cost or lowest cost per click, your CPC, at that point, that was I knew I had found my target audience.
Nice. So Facebook, you love advertising on Facebook?
I started off with that, but actually I've since changed to Amazon only, because I wanted to invest all my money in Amazon PPC for the key keywords. So I may do Facebook in the future, but not right now.
Are you doing AMS or only sponsored ads?
Sponsored ads.
Okay. Are you going to be jumping into AMS?
I think I may in the future.
Okay, cool. All right, so this has been valuable. This has been awesome. I want to close with one final question. I kind of ended a lot of these video podcasts with this. If you could go back in time, and I know that's not a long time, it's only, it's not even a year, but go back to where you started, what would be the advice that you would whisper in your ear and give yourself?
I would tell myself just take it slower, just be more patient. Because honestly, I've been very fast with it all. I've wanted to scale as fast as I can. I've actually, guys, reinvested all profits. So I wouldn't mind, take it slower and actually have more profits to work with. But I just really like things fast paced. I want to get to where I want to get as fast as I can. But I would tell myself just, slow it down, be patient and just enjoy it, and not take it too seriously, not want to get as fast as you can, to a high level.
It sounds like you've come a long ways in a short amount of time, so that's pretty awesome. Are you part of the Illuminati Mastermind members now that you're at that kind of level?
Not yet, but I want to be actually. I actually watched your April podcast or your April video, which is really awesome, really helpful. So I want to definitely join it. We'll talk to you about that.
Cool. Yeah, we'd love to have you in there. There's a few hundred high level guys in there. So that said, Sam, it's been awesome. I want to, you know what? You're so fresh and green, honestly, and you're crushing it. I want to come back. Hit me up in about 6 more months. Let's double the amount of time, 6 to 8 months, and see where you're at. I bet you're going to be just blowing things up. It's going to be awesome. But let's talk then and have you back on the show.
That sounds great, man.
Well, thank you for that. Awesome. I look forward to it. Thanks, Sam. We'll talk real soon.
You've been listening to the AM/PM podcast hosted by Manny Coates. For more information, insider tools, and to get the resources mentioned in this episode, visit ampmpodcast.com.